Chair now recognizes the gentleman from California's 50th District for 5 minutes for questions. And I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are going to take a recess to go over so members can attend the hearing and then return promptly at 12:45 to resume. The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to start by thanking the chairman of the committee, Mr. Guthrie, for acknowledging Doug Lamalfa, my classmate and a fellow Californian. He was well regarded by everyone on both sides of the aisle, very well liked and very well respected, and we're going to miss him, and we want to send our love and prayers to his family. So for today, we need to address the serious problems facing our grid: significant load growth, extreme weather, cyber and physical threats. Our grid is old, it's small, and it's dumb, and nuclear energy will play a strong role in making it bigger, newer, and smarter. We have a lot of work to do. I just want to call attention to the San Onofre Nuclear Generating Station, or SONGS, just outside my district in San Diego. The spent nuclear fuel there is within 100 feet of the Pacific Ocean, sits near dense population centers, an active military base, and multiple fault lines. It's definitely not an ideal place for it to be. What happens to that nuclear fuel matters greatly to my district, and my constituents, along with many others around the country, know we need long-term solutions for spent nuclear fuel storage. The Nuclear Refuel Act, which Chairman Lada and I introduced last Congress, would streamline the development of advanced nuclear while addressing the storage issue by making it easier to reprocess and recycle spent fuels for continued use. Beyond domestic supply and security, we need to maintain our position as a global leader in nuclear energy development. The Bipartisan Advance Act was a good start. We have to do more. Unfortunately, a key aspect of my Global Nuclear Energy and Assessment and Cooperation Act, which would have authorized DOE to train foreign energy experts in allied countries, was removed from the Advance Act. If our goal is to build American leadership in the nuclear energy space and to compete across the globe with Russia and China to help other countries build reactors and meet their energy needs, we have to ensure those countries have the expertise required to maintain and operate those nuclear reactors responsibly. And it should go without saying, but I guess this week it doesn't go without saying, that we need allies around the world to be able to win this war with China and Russia, and we ought not to take those alliances for granted, let alone do things that would be absolutely inconsistent with friendship. We have to focus on how we can work with our allies to figure out how to make nuclear leadership and nuclear energy, how to project nuclear American leadership instead of allowing our competitors to flood the zone with dirty and dated reactors. Ms. Greenwald, can you just talk a little bit about the technical and economic barriers that hold back spent fuel recycling, which would address some of the growing spent fuel concerns we have?
Certainly. Thank you for the question, and thank you for your leadership on all of these legislative efforts. We really appreciate your thoughtful approach to these issues. We actually have a great report for you, which is a thing I say a lot at NIA, and it's called Recycling Reconsidered. And I'd highly recommend it to you, and maybe it's a great title for a hearing. Basically, what's happened over the past few decades since the U.S. decided not to pursue recycling is that we've seen a lot of change. We've seen a lot of technology innovation. We've seen a lot of businesses who are interested in using the isotopes that are embedded in these spent nuclear fuel and using it for good purposes like medical uses and other industrial demand. So we actually see a lot of change, and so I think it is time to look again and see whether we can do a good job of recycling with different types of approaches, different technical approaches, different business approaches. We certainly, anything that we would have to do on recycling, we would have to make sure that it meets safeguards, robust safeguards and security standards.
I guess those are sort of good comments. They're sort of general. Are there specific things you'd like to see the country do to help support recycling?
Yeah, we have in this report that I'll be happy to get to you, one of the recommendations, for example, we have is we think the Loan Program Office should actually be open to lending to the development of these types of technologies. Yeah. We think that would be we're big on innovation at NIA, and that would be a great way to prompt this innovation. We also understand that the administration is working on a total spent fuel strategy, including recycling, and we have made recommendations in that report that we hope will inform their work. And so having a strategy broadly and also some specific things they could do.
Great. I think there's some concern on this committee about investing in innovation for mature technologies. This is one where I think would benefit the country and take a lot of pressure off places like San Onofre and others. Mr. Chairman, thank you for the hearing, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time.